Imagine you're walking down the street and you saw me, and at the end of the block, I was holding up a free hugs sign. If you're a hugger, you probably would dive in, squeeze me as tight as possible, and give me that hug. Or you might just smile as you pass by. Or you might cross the street faster than someone trying to avoid a political canvasser. You know who you are. Now imagine that same scene, but this time at the bottom of my free hug sign, it says brought to you by Nike. Will that change your interaction? Will it change your reaction? Of course it will, because instead of hugging me, you'll assume it's that I'm promoting something for Nike and that you'll be pitched something that's related to Nike, and at the end of it, you're gonna end up buying something from Nike. In this video, I'm gonna show you why mixing marketing with relationship building is about as effective as trying to mix water with oil, or my attempts at cooking, which ends up being a complete mess.
Tasteless.
More importantly, I'm gonna show you how building genuine relationships is actually the ultimate marketing strategy. And if you stick around for the very end, I'm gonna give you this magic phrase that's your cue to shift gears because you've gained the attention of the people you're trying to connect it with. With that, let's get into it. I am most well known for our leadership program, Dance Floor Theory. And in Dance Floor Theory, we use this engagement pyramid to define the 6 levels of engagement within any team and any organization. From the most engaged people who are up here called your 5s to the least engaged people who are down here called your neutrals or your 1s. Gallup research actually shows that most of your people are down in this range right here, being your neutrals and 1s. Gallup calls those people your disengaged people. And in their studies, they show that this group makes up about 60% of your people. That's a lot of people. And in our engagement pyramid, we show you how to engage each level, because the idea that one style of engagement works for everyone is outdated and no longer should be used. Each level here thinks in a different way and wants to be interacted with in a different way. Again, for this video, however, we're focusing just on the neutrals and the 1s. To engage this group, you have to focus on 2 things. The first is you have to get their attention. And once you have their attention, then you build the connection. Don't ask them to join something. Don't ask them to come to an event. Don't ask them to help out. Your neutrals and 1s aren't ready for that yet. Those type of engagement tactics don't work for this group. Those are for the higher groups. Just focus on getting their attention and then building the connection. This is where the idea of blender events comes in. I did a whole video on blender events, so I'm not gonna go into it in detail here, but in short, these are the type of activities that are specifically designed to gain the attention of this group right here and build the connections. The Free Hugs campaign is one example of a blender event. When I hold this sign up, as people walk by, they usually look at it, get their attention, and some come in and give me a hug, build the connection. But warning, warning, warning. Far too often I see people slapping their logo on those signs so it reads free hugs brought to you by Nike or brought to you by student government. When you do that, just know that you are no longer relationship building, you are now just marketing. They will probably still look, you'll get their attention, but they will most likely not stop and give you a hug, so you'll miss out on the chance of building the connection. When people sense that there's an underlying marketing motive in an offer that's meant to build a relationship, it kind of just changes everything. It's like inviting someone out to coffee and then pulling out your multi-level marketing scheme and trying to convince them to join with 5 of their friends. Suddenly, the coffee tastes less sweet and the connection feels way less genuine. In Dance Floor Theory, we say that you should never mix marketing with relationship building. But here's a twist for you. If relationship building is done right, it turns out to be the most authentic form of marketing. It's like sneaking veggies into your kid's meal that they don't know about, but it's good for them and they end up loving it anyway. Why does this taste like spinach? You create a bond when you focus on genuinely connecting with the people without this shadow of sales looming over you. This bond is stronger than any billboard or email blast could ever hope for. People talk, and when they talk about the positive experience they had with you and your product, that's like the gold standard of marketing. Remember, nobody ever shares a cold call email at dinner parties. Oh, Jim, you won't believe this call I got while I was sitting down eating this pasta that I had just made for my family. The voice on the other line was beautiful. But a story about an unexpected, genuine connection? Pass the wine, because everyone wants to hear that one. And remember how I told you there was a magic phrase you should listen for during these connections? Well, let me tell you a story. You see, at some point, every facilitator, eventually they run out of activities with things to do with a group. It's natural and it's bound to happen. It's happened to me many times in longer programs that I've ran. This exact same thing happened to a friend of mine, Kevin, while he was running this 10-day-long summer program for a group of students at Stanford University. And after 10 days of facilitating and doing activities and content, his bag of tricks was empty. He found himself on the 10th day with an extra hour of time that he needed to fill for the 150 students that were in this large grassy courtyard area. So in a flash of genius, he circled up 4 students nearby and he said, "Hey, you all want to play a game?" And they're all like, "Yeah, sure, what's the name?" They eagerly jumped in. Well, the name of the game is called Scream and Run. Oh, they said. Okay, so what you gotta do is when I say go, you're gonna run and scream towards everyone else and then come back running and screaming. The students laughed as he explained this game to them, and he said, "Oh, but there's one rule. We're not gonna tell anyone what we're doing unless they come over here and ask us, okay? You got it? Ready and go." These 4 bodies turned towards all 46 of their peers. They're like, "Ah!" And they came back, "Ah!" And they give each other high fives. Like, "That was so much fun, that was so much fun." I'm like, "I know, that was amazing." But sure enough, 4 more students came back over to the corner and asked the group, "What's going on? What's going on?" "Oh, well, Kevin said then we're playing this game called Scream and Run. You want to play?" "Okay, what do you do?" "Well, you run and you scream." "Oh, that's fun. Ready and go." "Ah! Ah!" And they came back again, and sure enough, 8 more students came over and asked, "What's going on? What's going on?" Kevin explained the game to them. They participated, they came back, and it kept going. After 6 rounds, Kevin had all 150 students over in the corner waiting for him to yell go so that they could go run and scream. And in his mind at the time, he thought this must be the stupidest game ever. Kevin was thinking by the end of this is how ridiculous this game was, but yet how successful this new idea had been. But this story matters to what we're talking about in this video because it shows us that there is a magic phrase that comes up repeatedly during Blender events when you're trying to really engage the least engaged people in your community. Did you notice when new people came over to the corner, they would always say this phrase. They'd say, "What's going on?" But they didn't say it normally like that. They said it like this, "What's going on? What's going on?" Kevin had unknowingly stumbled upon the golden nugget of engagement. That phrase, "What's going on?" wasn't just curiosity, but it was actually the bridge from disengagement to engagement. The beauty of this magic phrase lies in its simplicity. It's not just a commitment, but it's like an RSVP where they open the door to you building the connection with them. So when you hear the phrase, that's your cue to roll out the red carpet of engagement, but keep it casual. Remember, if you come on too strong, you're just gonna scare them back into their realm of ones and neutrals.
No thank you.
It's like trying to pet a stray cat. Move slowly or you'll end up just talking to yourself. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. This phrase, "What's going on?" is a magic phrase. When you hear it while you're running your Blender event, you should internally just celebrate because it means you've successfully gotten their attention. Yes! Now they have given you the permission to build the connection. And there you have it. So what have we learned today other than that I can't pull off a Nike sponsorship? Mixing marketing with genuine relationship building effort is about as seamless as wearing socks with sandals.
Why is someone wearing socks and sandals?
Sure, you can do it, but you probably shouldn't. Instead, focus on genuinely connecting with your community. Build those relationships without an agenda and watch watch as the marketing magic just naturally unfolds. And when you're out there running your own version of scream and run, listen for that magic phrase, what's going on, what's going on? That's your cue. You've gotten their attention and now it's time to make the connection. At the end of the day, it's not about the number of impressions of a logo that they see. It's about the people and the connections you make. So the next time you're attempting to slap a logo on your free hug sign, maybe instead hold up the sign and see who reaches out to you and then build that connection. After all, in the grand scheme of things, a genuine connection is worth more than all the Nike sponsorships in the world. Well, unless Nike actually wants to sponsor me, then Nike, call me. And that's it. Until next time, my friends, keep blending, not branding. And who knows, maybe one day your community will be so engaged that you'll find yourself running around screaming, wondering what's going on, what's going on. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe to all of our videos where we show you content like this to engage the people on your dance floor. Speaking of which, my name is Tom. I'm here to help you to engage the people on your dance floor. I'll see you in the next video.